Okay, I'll work that out.
The Prime Minister may have a good working relationship with Donald Trump, but his efforts and those of other G20 leaders were predictably not enough to get the U.S. to change its stance on the environment.
Ich glaube, hier ist ganz klar geworden, dass wir leider zu keinem
Host Angela Merkel says no attempts were made to paper over the deep divide on climate change. The final communiqué reflects that, with a special section acknowledging the U.S. is the only G20 member not to support the Paris Climate Accord.
The United States made it very clear that at this point they're looking in a different direction. But I think the fact that the G20 stayed strong and committed, even with the United States stepping aside, is a strong indication that the global community in general is committed and united.
Trump canceled his planned news conference and departed the summit without immediate explanation. Despite the obvious tension, the Prime Minister focused on one success from the summit after all leaders agreed to promote trade and fight protectionism.
We continue to focus on the need for a rules-based order when it comes to international trade that is focused on fairness between countries, but also fairness within countries in terms of how the benefits of trade are distributed.
The Canadian delegation was also able to deliver another small win on trade, announcing the delayed Canada-EU free trade deal will provisionally come into force in late September. Justin Trudeau can now focus completely on NAFTA. He discussed renegotiations today during a private meeting with the Mexican president and through a series of conversations with Trump throughout the summit.
I would be remiss not to talk about the fact that
Trudeau will leave Hamburg with some new confidence heading into those talks after receiving effusive praise from the U.S. president.
We have a great neighbor in Canada, and Justin is doing a spectacular job in Canada. Everybody loves him, and they love him for a reason.
Even though Trump has isolated his country over climate change, Trudeau seems confident Canada can work with different levels of the U.S. government and the private sector on the issue. He'll continue to make that pitch when he returns home to Canada. Katie Simpson, CBC News, Hamburg.